Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides, and you guys have been sending me a lot of messages. You want to see that 370Z NISMO. Well, guess what? I am here at Nissan in Newport Richey, Florida. They stepped up to the plate because guess what? This one just got off the truck about a week ago, and I'm very happy to say is not only is it my favorite color for the NISMO, that white, but it's also got the 6-speed manual transmission. So let me give you a little bit of history about the Nissan Z. Nissan Z has been around since those early 1970s. Believe it or not, when it first came out into the scene, it was called the Nissan 240Z. The reason why they called it a 240Z is because it was a 2.4 liter straight six. Over the years, that engine displacement increased, and therefore the name changed. It went from a 240Z, 280Z. In the 1990s, I remember that 300Z, the 300ZX, which was a twin turbocharged V6. Now, what's interesting is that after that car disappeared, until 2003 is when they came back with the Z, and it was known as the Nissan 350Z. Now, if you're wondering what is the difference between a 370, like I have behind me, and a 350, it's gonna mostly come down to that engine. The 350Z is a 3.5 liter, this is a 3.7 liter. V6. This one, the NISMO edition, is putting out about 350 horsepower. 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. Now, if you don't know what's so special about a NISMO, NISMO, when you see that attached to a Nissan, that's like your STI and Subaru, your AMG and Mercedes. That's going to be that extra performance, that extra enthusiast styling and options that they know that people want, that are going to do some amazing things with their cars, whether it's go do a track day, autocross event, or take it down a nice curvy road by where you live. Well, let's check out this 2019 Nissan 370Z NISMO. Let's go ahead and check out the front. This is probably my favorite part of the car, and this is going to be the easiest way to separate this from your standard 370Z. Now, if you have not seen my video that I actually did here at Nissan about 2 weeks ago, I will leave that link at the end of the video. I did a whole drive around, the whole 9 yards of a 370Z, the standard one. We will be doing a driving video of this one as well, so stay tuned for that. But I absolutely love the styling of the 370Z. I do like with the NISMO, the way that this lower portion of the front bumper cover has this extended lip spoiler here, and that is finished in this beautiful red color. This is known for NISMO. This is the color that's associated, and white is sort of like that whole NISMO color. If you go to get a Subaru STI, it's going to be that World Rally Blue. This white is really what goes with the NISMO, and you can get this car in other colors, silver, black, red, but I like white the best, especially because of this lower accents with the red cover. There's that NISMO name. NISMO is that motorsports arm of Nissan. They've been racing everything from the 24 Hours of Le Mans to Australian supercars. So there's a lot of history, there's a lot of technology and a lot of performance that winds up in this car. Now remember, new for 2018, even though this is 2019, new for 2018 was the darked out headlights. I really like the way they went with the black in there. It gives it a more aggressive look. But the front of this car, if you notice, it's actually got some very interesting parts for aerodynamics. This actually has a zero lift nose. So you have this portion here, this lower portion, that's going to help keep that front end planted. It's going to help force feed air into the radiator up and over the car, but stop the air from going underneath, because that's what could cause the instability when you are doing some high performance driving, whether it's on a track or your favorite twisty road. But I really love, my favorite part of this car is the front. Let's go ahead and check out the side. I really like the extra touches here. They add some extra fender flare, because remember, these are a different wheel and tire setup than your standard Z. These are Rays. They're made by a company called Rays. Rays has been making wheels in motorsports for decades. Very nice finish. I like the darker gray with the brushed aluminum. These are a 19-inch and they're forged aluminum, not cast. Remember, forged is going to be a lighter wheel. This car at the end of the day weighs about 3,500 pounds. By cutting down on the weight, you're not only going to cut down on that overall weight, but by cutting down on the weight of the wheels, it's actually going to quicken up the steering. That's what allows this car to turn on a dime, especially on those twisty roads near your house. Another thing that I like is they're running these really nice 4-piston calipers, and they have the nice Nissan branding there. I love the red with the white. It really pops out from behind the wheel. Also, that's a 14-inch brake rotor, so larger rotor, they're fully ventilated. That's going to allow you to have that consistent braking every single time when you're doing your track event or your autocross event. Here's another nice touch that I think Nissan really hit the nail on the head when they came out with the 350Z, is I like these corner marker lights here with the Z logo. Z has so much tradition, so much heritage behind it. It's nice for them to really show it off and allow their fans of their cars to know that they are driving something special. Another thing I want to show you while we're down here is I really like this lower sill panel. If you look, it carries the NISMO red into the lower sill panel. Nothing too aggressive to where you're going to bump the heck out of it when you get out, but it's just enough to give you that extra aerodynamic aid over a standard 370Z. If we pop up, I really like on the NISMO editions how they go with the dark mirror. And also there's that red trim again, and I've always liked the roof line of a 350 or a 370Z. Very, very nice sculpted how it comes back into this rear quarter glass. This rear quarter glass I think really makes the car. It really traces it back to those early days. Another thing that they did new for 2018 is they changed the finish on this door handle. This used to be like a brighter silver, and I think it really stood out a little too much. I like this. It's almost like a dark chrome finish. Very, very nice, and it really doesn't make it so, I guess I would say, cheap looking. This has more like a higher end finish, and it really feels nice when you open up the door. Coming out into the back, there's our rear raised wheels. This is going to be a 285, so we're talking about 285 width. 35 series. So when we say 35, we're talking about the thickness from top to bottom on that 19-inch wheel. Very, very nice setup. And then out back, here's one of my favorite parts. Besides the front, definitely gotta like the back of a Nissan 370Z NISMO. I really love this rear bumper cover. I love the extra flare that you have here because remember, the wheels are a little wider. I like the exhaust, how they have it set up, and this lower diffuser down here, the color with the red really pops against the white. And then there's our NISMO specific rear wing. I love the way the wing is molded right into the back hatch area. Very clean, very crisp. There's our NISMO badge across the back. I really, really like these NISMOs, and if you're ready, I'm ready to show you that 3.7 liter V6. Let's go check it out. All right guys, here's the heart of this NISMO 370Z. That's the tried and true, the reliable VQ37. It's a 3.7 liter V6. You're looking at 350 horsepower because remember, this one's been massaged by NISMO, and there's that name on that structural brace on the shock towers. I like the way the brace really ties in to the whole engine compartment, really stiffens up the front of this car because remember, at the end of the day, not only are you getting more power out of the engine, that's going to give you that 0 to 60, 4.7 seconds, quarter mile in about 13.2 seconds. This car has retuned suspension and the beefed up braking. That's what separates the NISMO edition from your standard 370Z. Everything in the engine compartment is very well routed. It is very tight here, so I know a lot of people always have said, where are the twin turbos? Why can't we have a twin turbo 370Z? To be honest with you, I don't know where they would stick them. They'd have to put them on the roof of the car or something. But guess what? For 2020, maybe 2021, they're saying that there's a new Z car coming. So get ready for that. But in the meantime, this 2019 NISMO 370Z is a really, really wonderful performer that you're just not going to see every day on the road. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside of this NISMO and see the changes. All right guys, here I am inside this 2019 Nissan 370Z NISMO edition. Let's start off on the door panels. Check out the door panels. I like the design of them. I really like on the NISMO how they put the Alcantara on the armrest and the back portion there, and I like the red contrast stitching. It really ties the outside of the red trim to the inside. Speaking of the inside, I love these seats. These are nicely bolstered, one-piece back Recaros. Remember, they're one piece because the headrest is attached to the back of the seat. I like the embossed Recaro logo. I like the embroidery with the NISMO on the back headrest. I do like the way they brought the red back in with this Alcantara material. Remember, the reason why it's called Alcantara is because that's not the name of the fabric, that's the name of the company. Here's a little warning to you. The bottom is standard 370Z. The back is Recaro. This is a rewrapped standard bottom. And that's what a lot of manufacturers are doing when they're offering recars as optional and whatnot. Still very, very good bolstered. They're a little flat and a little bit hard. So if you're not into that, you might want to try a different seat or a different car altogether. But very, very nicely bolstered for doing that track day. Now remember, this has the 6-speed manual transmission. New for 2018 was that exity clutch. The clutch is a stronger clutch, so you could do that track day, you could do your autocross, and you don't have to worry about burning out the clutch. It's going to take that abuse. But I do like the short throws. Another feature that I like is that you could shut off. This has auto rev match. So what that means is when you go to downshift, the car automatically blips the throttle. It works well, but for some of you who want to use that skill, that heel to toe downshift, all you got to do is just press it off. By shutting it off one button, it makes life a lot easy, and then you could do your heel toe downshifting like Ayrton Senna and not have any issues. Now, just like on my other Nissan 370Z review, I'm going to have to give an even bigger zonk on the NISMO edition because this is a $47,000 car MSRP. Hard plastic. The hard plastic on this center console right here into this navigation. Very, very hard plastic all around the radio controls. I do like the red trim around the start-stop button, and I did also like, even on my last review, the navigation controls. This knob here is very, very nice to twist. It has a very nice upscale feel. There's our traditional gauges. You have obviously all the different readouts for volts. You have a clock in this one. I don't know why they would put a clock here. I would like to see something else because a clock easily displayed on the radio, the navigation and whatnot. This also comes with an auto dimming mirror, and I really just like the overall feel in here. For me, it's not too tight. I'm 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. I think it's a very, very snug place to be. If you want to see what it's like behind the steering wheel, let's go ahead and check that out. All right, guys, here's that place where you're going to be spending all that time. Really, really nice. I like what they did with the NISMO edition. They went with the Alcantara on the steering wheel with the red stitching. I really like even this red piece of leather here to help you know where top dead center is on your steering wheel. Very, very nice shaped steering wheel. Great grip. It's a perfect thickness. I do like that. I like the Z logo right here. Other than that, some of this material around it, I wish they would have updated. There's our traditional, on a NISMO, I don't care if it's a NISMO GTR, NISMO Z, you have your red tachometer there with the NISMO brand logo there. Very nice touch, and I do like the way that the tach is smack dab in the center. Here's another thing that I've liked about these. When you adjust the steering wheel, the gauge cluster actually moves with the steering wheel. That's a cool feature, and it keeps everything centered in line sight. I don't know what's really up with this gauge over here. It's your fuel gauge and your coolant temp. It's these LED lights and it's in a round cluster. I would have liked to have seen maybe just some needles, keep life a lot simpler, a lot easier. And the redness, the font on it is kind of like a 1985 Pontiac Firebird look. So that's another little zonk. But you could see the bolstering with these one-piece Recaros. Very, very nice fit. Pedal feel is really good. You can see that they use some aluminum, some brushed aluminum on the pedals, your dead pedal, clutch pedal, brake pedal, and gas pedal. For heel toe downshifting, it's effortless. I could tell you that right now just by my feel of where my foot is on the brake and how I'm rolling it on that gas pedal. Very, very nice touch. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. All right, guys, it's been one hell of a day here at Moss Nissan in Newport Richey, Florida. Definitely want to give a huge shout out to David Moss for opening the doors to this wonderful dealership. Very, very amazing place to be. They did a lot of great remodel here in that version 2 process of the Nissan dealerships. Excellent the way it's done. If you have not gone to see this car in person, I highly recommend it. And better yet, take it for a test drive. There will be a part 2 to this, so definitely stay tuned for that. But at the end of the day, it's nice to see manufacturers like Nissan building cars by adding a little bit more something for the enthusiasts. I know, listen, I know guys, that it's been since 2009 that this 370Z has been available. That's 10 years of this model year. That's a long time, not a lot of changes. But guess what? We'll see what's going to happen. If you need some changes from a standard Z, this NISMO has them, and it has that distinct look that you're just not going to see going down the road every 2 seconds. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have not hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting for? What do you need to do? Put it in the comment section. I will do it. Hit that subscribe button. If you have not checked out RaitiesRides.com, my Facebook page, my Twitter account, and my Instagram, all Raities Rides original content all the time, please do that. Thank you guys who have subscribed. I appreciate you being on this journey. I don't know where the hell it's going, but it's going one way, and that's up. And just like always, a big thank you to Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner, operating that camera. He does such a wonderful job, and I'm so happy to see some of you guys putting comments, letting him know he's doing an awesome job. We got all new equipment, so hopefully things are turning out good on your end. Let us know. We'll make changes, and if there's anything you want to see, leave it in that comment section. And like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.